Since 1991, birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony, until one day a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Game Week 29 deadline stream. My free hit is active. It's a blank game week, as we know. There's only 4 matches, 8 teams playing. I've covered some players simply because I don't know who they're going to end up being. I can tell you right now, the forward is Morris. The midfielder that's playing is Alanga. The one on the bench is Bailey. And the second bench is Toffolo. Whether they'll still be the same come deadline, I don't know. I'm hoping we get some news that key players are out, because that would be great, right? Imagine if we knew that Watkins was out or we knew that Maddison was out. That'd be pretty good. But Maddison's put something up on his Instagram, so I don't think we're really too worried about that. So I think this is probably more or less what the team will end up being. I'm just going to turn my lights down a little bit. There we go. Thoughts on Sergio Reguilon? Love him. Honestly, I'm telling you now, there's not really many picks that I actually don't like this week that I think are awful anyway. Like in Burma, I probably wouldn't go for him because he's not even guaranteed to be in the squad. I think he will be, but I think a start is probably not, all that guaranteed, so I probably wouldn't go there. What is deadline reveal? I'll reveal these picks at the deadline. Why do most people get Tony when Visser is in much better form? Because most people just ignore form, really. That's it. Would you have Foden on wildcard 30-31? Maybe. Honestly, I think wildcard questions are quite hard to answer because we don't have the fixtures. I think looking at what City have after Arsenal, probably, but not definitely, because it will depend on who's doubling in 34. Who would you keep out of Saka and Foden if there's a good chance I wildcard in 31 but not guaranteed? I think Saka. Like, Foden's great, but I don't think he's suddenly better than Saka, to be honest. There's not much choice. I think there's a lot of choice on free here. I think what there isn't is there isn't a lot of differentiating. That's not even a word, is it? Differentiating factors between them for a lot of people, like Kudus, Paquetá, Gibbs White, Alanga. Take your pick, honestly. Any interest in Visser as the third striker spot? No interest, honestly. Tony Watkins pretty much locked. Morris is good. I'd probably even go for Fana before Visser at Burnley. Anyone else? Probably not. Maybe Visser would be like 5th choice for me. Vitinho and Toffolo, explain yourself. Who else is there? Like who are you picking for second and third bench on your free hit? I can't go. I've got Doughty and Reguilon. I can't go for another Spurs player. I can't go for another Brentford player. Like Luca Dean should start, but is it a guarantee he gets past 60 minutes? West Ham defence? Probably not. Like, who else is there? Thoughts on Visser and Kudus? Sure. Great options. Go for them. Like, I think for me, like, okay, so Visser I'm not that keen on. And the reason I've got him like 5th or 6th forward is because his minutes aren't guaranteed. Simple as that. Actually, I'd maybe have Muniz ahead of Visser as well. Although his minutes probably aren't guaranteed either, but I think they're slightly better, at least. A tickly throat this early in the stream is not a good sign. Kudus, though, I like. I think his minutes are underrated. Like, he plays 90 minutes most games, right? I personally think there'll be a good amount of goals in that game, so I like him. I just don't necessarily like him above Bailey or Alanga or whoever, Am I stupid for leaving Watkins out? You won't be stupid if he doesn't play. You might look stupid if he does, because I think he is one of the best picks this week. And right now, I don't think we can be certain enough that Watkins is going to be out to leave him out on free hit. Like, if you're on free hit, you should be hoping that Watkins is out. Obviously, before anyone says it, right, I'm not saying we should wish injuries on anyone, etc. I hope Watkins is fine. I hope he gets his chance to play for England during the international break. But for this game, you should want him out if you're on free hit, because a lot of people that are not free hit will have him and they won't have a bench. But I think he'll probably play. AZ member for 6 months, thank you very much. Thoughts on both Tony and Visser? Yeah, sure. Again, I think Tony's great. Visser, if you really want to go for him. I just think more pay might take minutes off him. That's why I wouldn't do it. With Reguilon in the team, but Martinez instead of Flecken. Yeah, honestly, I think with goalkeepers, much like a lot of other positions, just take your pick. Like, Flecken is not guaranteed a clean sheet whatsoever. None of the goalkeepers are this week. So if you want to target someone you think is better for saves, penalty saves, whatever. I mean, I'm not completely against just going for Areola. Because my team could do really well, but if Areola goes and gets another 9 or 10 pointer, that's going to really hurt, especially if Flecken doesn't keep a clean sheet. And all of a sudden, that benefit of free hit over non-free hit looks a lot less. So I'm not even completely against just playing Areola, but yeah. Pick whichever goalkeeper you want. I honestly, like the clean sheet odds this week are hardly. They're not good for anyone, really. I definitely prefer Bowen to any other West Ham attacker. I think. Do I take a -4 and play 9 solid players? Watkins is one of them, or free hit. I mean, if you've come this far and you can get a -4 for 9 and they're all pretty good, I'd probably just save the free hit. With McGinn out, is that advantage West Ham attackers? I definitely think it's better than if McGinn played. I wouldn't say that it makes West Ham attackers suddenly miles better than everyone else, though. I mean, everyone was already on Bowen anyway. Does it suddenly make Paquetá or Kudus better than Elanga or Bailey by like a long way, or Morris? Probably not. But I do think it helps overall, even if it's just a small bit. Unpopular opinion, Martinez is the best goalkeeper this week. Pick Martinez. He's great. Gabriel to Reguilon -4. We'll lose 0.2 on Gabriel, but get 11 players this week and can play him in 30 Man United rather than Doughty. I don't know about that, to be honest. I mean, you need a clean sheet from Reguilon. I don't think having him for Man United at home is enough of a reason, to be honest. Like, Gabriel and Doughty, they're not that much worse, really, in 30. I'm not sure I would do that, personally. Depends how much you think Brentford are going to get a clean sheet, I guess. If you had no free hit and stupidly used the wildcard, how deep should you go into these teams long term? I think Spurs are okay to have. Probably Tony as well. Watkins, you could get rid of him soon. I mean, you probably should have about 8 or 9 players from these teams. I wouldn't be going like 11 plus players from these teams, though. I don't think that would work. Currently trying to navigate Iceland while listening. There's no wisdom in this stream, that's for sure. Iceland the country or Iceland the store? I'm going to assume the store. I feel free hit teams are template. Can you suggest 3 good changes to go off template? Tony captain instead of Son, or Udogie instead of Paro. Fafana instead of Morris. A different goalkeeper to Flecken. Maybe. I can't think. I mean, the thing is, right? What do you mean by differentials? Like, you know, Elanga is not going to be. He's not going to be 100% ownership this week. Like, he's still a differential. But yeah, Fafana up front, Muniz up front. They're probably 2 key ones. I think in midfield, I feel like I've seen everybody that you would possibly think of having mentioned this week. 1:30 is the deadline time. Yeah. I think I've got that written down. Yeah, Tony captain. I mean, you could go for a different captain to either of them, Bowen, if you really want to go differential. Personally, my recommendation would be don't worry too much about the fact that free hit teams are template and just run with who you think is going to score the most. Even defenders, like you could go double Spurs defense and drop Maddison. I've considered that. That could be a bit of a differential. West Ham conceded the second most penalties this season. Douglas Luiz. I'm not going Douglas Luiz. Who's conceded the most penalties? I have 6 players. Should I use the wild card on -4, -8? Personally, I don't think this is a great time to wild card. I'd rather take some hits and then save the wild card when you know the fixtures. To be honest with you. Yeah, I think one of the differentials might just be playing against Maddison, someone like Maddison. So drop him, go Doggy instead of Reguilon or Doughty, and then because I got to be honest, there's a few midfielders I like this week. I'm going to have to leave out. Vitinho, have you been talking to Az? You'll be on for fun in it. I have been talking to Az, but I haven't been talking to him about Vitinho. I think James, Planet FPL, mentioned he's been playing right midfield, so I looked at that and I was like, yeah, why not? He's third anyway, right? FPL Family Lead tweet, watching an interview on Sky right now, and Alfie Doughty has ice on his ankle. Yeah, I don't think there's... I saw that. I don't think there's too much to be concerned about, to be honest. I think... Generally, players are always managing knocks and stuff, right? I don't know when that interview was, but we see players come off after games sometimes and they have ice and they're ready for the next match. I think Rob Edwards didn't mention any injuries or anything, so I'm going to assume he's probably fine. I guess if you're on free hit, just be prepared who might come off your bench. I'm on wildcard 28 and got 10 players. Do I sell Solanke for Tony or roll the transfer? Yeah, I think that's a tricky one. If Bournemouth don't if Bournemouth don't double in 34, I think you sell him. The problem is you don't know. I think I would probably make the move, but there is a chance that in 34 Bournemouth will double, and Tony definitely won't. So you might gain a fixture now, but lose it later. I think I would do it. I think I would sell him. If I am captaining Tony, should I still have Son? I mean, Son's great, so yeah, probably. Bailey first bench or Watkins out, Muniz on a free hit. I think Bailey first bench is fine. I mean, for the most part, you're probably not going to have to use all 3 of your subs. So I think it's fine risking Watkins and just having a good first sub. Oh, get Phoenix out of your ears. Good point. Let me change that. I'm glad someone remembers. Has FPL Raptor been on Sky Sports yet? I don't know. When are you making your appearance? Never been asked. Rumours of Maddison out. Yeah, just rumours though. Paul O'Keefe, who's got some good info usually about Spurs, tweeted last night and said he's been managed this week. The hope and expectation is that he plays. So again, he might have some kind of knock, but it looks like he's probably going to play. Fully committed to the risk this week, and I took a 16-point hit. Nice. Do I expect any training news for Watkins before the deadline? Don't think so. Is Vitinho on the bench due to Az? No. I'm guessing he talked him up. FPL Raptor said 10 a.m. GMT for his Sky Sports appearance. Oh, that was 2 hours ago. Oh, he's already been on Sky Sports. Okay. Nice. Big 400k party planned? Probably not. Move on to 500k, I guess. That's the problem with like shooting for subscriber numbers. All you do then is just shoot for the next one. No free hit, -8 for Tony Maddison and Porro to field a full 11. May not need to wildcard in 30, but will go into it with no Liverpool Chelsea players. Sounds fine to me. I mean, Tony Maddison and Porro are all pretty good for 30, I would say. The deadline reveals are pointless for anyone that watched your videos during the week. Well, there you go then. There shouldn't be any complaints about them. Hub has Taylor with high points prediction number. Why no mention? Yeah, but like I don't think Taylor's massively higher than anyone else, right? I've got Brentford attackers, so I don't want Burnley defenders, basically. You can do that, but I'm avoiding it. The pub in Paris is now open and doing well. Very nice. Oh, is it called The Pub? Or is it just a pub? Crack open the suit for 400k subscribers. We'll see. I'm not sure we'll get there before the end of the season. I like what you said about Maddison out to a defender. I don't think he's the best option this week. And the data supports that. I'm not sure the data supports that. I think Maddison's a very good option this week. I just think for people looking for differentials, you could do that. Alistair Gold just tweeted, "Who's as reliable as O'Keefe?" Are you going to make me go and have a look what he tweeted? Predicted team. Presumably it's going to be the same, but with Dragishin in, right? Yeah. Oh, where's the rest of them? James Madison, yeah, fair enough. And then presumably it'll be, oh god, websites are so terribly put together these days. Yeah, Brennan Johnson, Son, and Kulusevski, presumably. Yeah, okay. So basically the same team, but Van de Ven out. I think that's what most people think it'll be. Hiding your picks not a good look. Other creators not doing it. Turning off. Okay. See ya. Who's the better captain in 30, Palmer or Salah? I would definitely go Salah if I had him. But I think it's actually probably. I think Son is better than Palmer. Is Son better than Salah in 30? It's probably quite close. Would you rather fight 100 tiny Peter Crouches or one giant Akinfenwa? Well, surely the tiny Peter Crouches, right? I'm not even sure I'd want to fight Akinfenwa as he is right now, let alone a giant version. Sell Watkins -4. No, I don't think so. I think you risk. Watkins, especially not for a -4. Whoever wins in the FA Cup games today, do you know when they will blank double? Not guaranteed, but if Liverpool, I know the games aren't all today, but if Liverpool and Man City both win, then Newcastle and Man United will almost certainly double in 34. The interesting result today will be Wolves. If Wolves lose today, and that game kicks off, is it already kicked off? Yeah, it's already kicked off. It's 4 minutes in, right? Now, we're not going to know the result by the time we get to the deadline, but we'll know what the score is at like half time. If Wolves lose that game, then I think, and don't quote me on this, it makes Bournemouth much more likely to double in 34, and there's also a chance that Arsenal could as well. But I could be wrong on that. But Wolves losing would be interesting for Game Week 34, I think. Is it safe going Alanga over Gibbs White when he was benched last week? There's definitely some risk with going Alanga, I would say. Like, his minutes are not 100% secure. As you know, right? He literally got benched last week. But I'd be very surprised if he doesn't come back in. Gibbs White is a very safe pick. And I don't mean safe in a negative way, right? He's going to play. He's going to get good minutes. He's on penalties. And he's playing against Luton. So I think he's a good pick. I see, I don't know. I see Alanga and Gibbs White a little bit like Louise versus Bailey. I think if there's no penalty, I think Alanga and Bailey win out. But if there is a penalty, then obviously Gibbs White and Louise will be amazing. I just think from open play, the other two are better. Can't believe 6.5k people are watching this when Wolves are playing Coventry. Yeah, I completely forgot it was on at this time, to be honest. But, you know, deadline streams, always got to be done before the deadline. Is it too risky to go for both Alanga and Wood? I mean, obviously, Chris Wood might not start, right? Awani could start, but I think Awani's probably just still got a few injury issues or fitness concerns, and Chris Wood will probably start. Honestly, I don't. My general outlook on the free hit is, okay, and I'm talking about those 2 or 3 players that you're really choosing between, because most of your team's probably locked in at this point. I really think you've got to stop looking at it as, can I be punished? Is it too risky? Like, ultimately, none of Alanga, Gibbs White, Paquetá, Kudus, etc. are going to be 100% or more owned. It's just not going to happen, right? They might be 50-60, but the chance of you getting massively punished by going for one over the other is quite unlikely, I would say. So if you really want to go for Gibbs White over Alanga or Alanga over Bailey, just do it. Honestly, I don't think there is much more to it. Like, you can go round and round in circles, but you've got to stop fearing like this massive punishment. Not everyone is going to free hit. Not everyone's even going to have 11 players this week. So whether you go for Alanga or Leon Bailey, it's probably not going to be the end of the world whichever one you pick, even if the one you pick blanks. And I'll tell you now, it's going to feel horrible because you will have thought about pretty much every single player that's possible to go in your squad this week. And some of them are going to do really well and they're not going to be in your team. What do I think about captaincy between Son and Watkins? I mean, Son is a no-brainer over Watkins. Like, Watkins is a doubt, right? I think he'll play, but not enough to captain him. And even if Watkins is fully fit, I would go for Son. So I just don't like Watkins captain at all. Munich versus Wood next 2 weeks. Oh, Meniz, I guess. Good question. If you could guarantee Chris Wood was going to start, I'd go for him. But maybe Meniz is maybe a little bit safer for minutes. -4 for Dallo, Udogi, and Solanke Muniz to get 9 players. Oh, sorry. Dallo to Udogi and Solanke to Muniz. We'll be doing Foden to Salah and Barkley to Palmer next game week. Sounds okay. Would you do Foden to Madison for another -4? Not if you're then going to just sell him to Salah next week. Thoughts on Tony captain on his birthday? Yeah, fine. Perfectly good option if you don't want to go for Son. Estepinian to Doggy for a -4. -4 total to get 11. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Where have I lost the chat here? Captain poll, yeah, I can do that. Your Game Week 29 captain. I really think most people are just going to be Son or Tony. Let me have this in here. Someone else. What's the latest on Richarlison? Ange Postecoglou said yesterday if he pulls up okay, then he'll be available. Presumably he'll just be in the squad. Best option for third Spurs attacker. Probably Brennan Johnson, I think. But there is risks with any of them. Like, Kulusevski is probably the safest for minutes outside of Son and Madison. But I think if Brennan Johnson and Kulusevski both start, I think Brennan Johnson's probably a little bit better. Is it okay to sell Saka for Madison for a -4 to get 11 players? Planning wildcard 31 to buy Saka back? It's fine, yeah. Number these 1 to 3 in order of your preference. Bailey, Kudus, Paquetá. Probably that order. 10 players, non-free hit. Would you do Saka out for a 1 week punt? Probably. Flecken scores an own goal. Possibly, yeah. Pedro Porro is the third best Spurs attacker. Don't know about that. Doyle, new member, thank you very much. 8 Nuri has been booked after 6 minutes. Oof. Meniz punt. Again, I don't mind Meniz if you want to go for him. I won't be buying him, but I don't mind him at all. Would you do Watkins to Tony for a hit? I don't think so. I don't think I'd be selling Watkins for a hit. Would you have both Kudus and Bowen? I won't probably have Kudus and Bowen, but I don't think it's a problem, to be honest. I would already... like Bowen would be a lock for me, so it's basically Kudus versus Alanga versus Gibbs-White versus Bailey. Do FA Cup suspensions carry over into the league? I don't think yellow... I can't remember now. I don't think yellow card ones do, but maybe red cards do, possibly, but I'm not 100% sure on that. If not free hitting, would you remove Taylor for a -4? No, I'd just play him and hope for the best. Suppose Watkins is out. Would you play Morris first sub or risk it on Durant? I'd go Morris. The thing is, like, Durant's just not guaranteed to come in and get like 90 minutes or anything like that. I think with Morris, I've kind of come to the conclusion on Morris that I'm trying too hard to not include him. Basically, in the squad, right? I might not start him. I might go 3-5-2, but I just think he's got a good home fixture. He's pretty much guaranteed for 80 to 90 minutes. He's on penalties. I don't know. I'm almost like just thinking I'm trying too hard to not go for it. It's just obvious. I better check I've actually activated. Yeah, I've definitely activated my free hit. Slight panic there. Is Johnson over Madison good? I don't think so. Thoughts on having Douglas Luiz or picking an attacking Forest player? Both good options, yeah. I mean, personally, I'm going to bet against Luiz and hope he doesn't get a penalty because I think other players will do better if he doesn't, but not a guarantee. I mean, Douglas Luiz has made me look stupid on a variety of occasions. Or, sorry, various occasions this season. Would you say Captain in Tony is better for non-free hit? No, not if you think Salah's better. Son's better, sorry. Your hidden picks are Salah and Hart. I should have put Salah in, shouldn't I? No team news so far. I'm not really expecting anything either. I mean, what are the two matches on at 3? Burnley versus Brentford, Luton versus Far. I mean, to be honest, they're apart from Watkins, they're probably the best two to have. Like, I'd love to know about Chris Wood and Reguilon, for example. If Reguilon's out, I'm not sure what I do. I think if Reguilon's out, I might ditch Madison if Reguilon was to be out. Does your transfer roll over if you free hit? No. Probability of Watkins starting? I give him like 70, 75%, I think. Just because he always plays. He's just one of those players. Your captain poll makes me think Tony is a differential. Yeah, I mean, I think you've got to remember, not only is Son great, he also just got 3 attacking returns last week, so that will play a part in some people's decision as well. Like, had Son just blanked and Tony had just scored a hat-trick, that poll would be slightly different. Use your free transfer and then free hit after. Yeah, I mean, you can do that, but it makes no difference. Like, once you free hit, any transfers you've made or do make afterwards will only be for that 1 week only. Is Romero the best Spurs defender, including Price? I think it's still probably Udogie, but I mean, Romero does keep scoring goals. -4 to do Walker to a playing defender to get 11 this week. Probably. I will say with the defense, I think -4s for defenders are a little bit more. I'd be a bit more cautious about it than the attackers. -9 players and no free transfer and wildcard 31. Solanke to Tony, Gabriel to Reguilon are options. So you can remove Gordon Diaz. I think Solanke to Tony is pretty good. Gabriel to Reguilon, I'm not so sure about that for a hit. Jay Wills, thank you very much. 3-4-3 or 3-5-2, I presume that is. Whichever. It doesn't really matter. I don't get too caught up on. Like, all you're basically doing is deciding between Morris, Fofana, Muniz versus Alanga, Bailey, etc. Just pick the one you want, and then the formation takes care of itself. Gabriel to Porro -4. I don't mind that. I think Porro's not a bad option to bring in. I think Reguilon will be less sure about. Would you go with 10 players and not take a -4? Maybe. Depends who you can take out, I guess. -8 for 8. Areola, Porro, Kabori, Son, Madison, Bailey, Bowen, Watkins. Again, potentially fine, yeah, depending on who you're taking out. I mean, yeah, it's fine. Udogie or Porro, no free hit. I think I'd go Udogie and save the money at this point. Why remove Madison if Reguilon is out? So I can put Udogie in there instead. I mean, I could just play Toffolo, I guess. Anana's the top scoring goalkeeper. How? Just shows that good FPL picks aren't always good players. Well, Anana's a pretty good player. Looking at the defence, this is one of those games I wish we could do a 2-5-3 formation. You used to be able to once upon a time. We used to have the all-out attack chip, which would allow you to play 2-5-3. That's long gone. And we got the free hit instead, which is much better. Why remove... Oh, yeah, sorry. I just answered that. Anyone else think the deadline reveals make it more exciting? I mean, it's not that exciting. I already said at the start of the stream which players they are, and they probably won't change. It's not even really this massive thing to hide them. It's just that if I show you those players and then I change them later, people just complain about that. So either way, I'm getting complaints. So it doesn't really matter. Who's the most nailed Villa defender for this week? Konza, probably, I would say. I don't think he's injured or anything, right? Your thoughts on having Datro Fofana as a third attacker? Perfectly good pick. I would not be completely surprised if he outscores Morris. I like him. FPL Harry thinks Doughty is injured. I'm not convinced he is injured. But yes, there is a picture of him with ice around his ankle. If there's any Luton in the nose, let us know. How many games do you think Bradley... I think Bradley's going to get game week 30, and I think there's a chance he also gets 31. Would you get Muniz over Tony to get Salah back next week? Maybe, but I think I'd rather just take a -4 and get Tony. I'm running a non-Spurs free hit FPL team, so free hitting is a struggle. Oof, yeah, I can see that. I can imagine. What chance do I give to Richarlison starting? Not that high. 10, 20% maybe. Luton fan here. Doughty is a must in our team. Unless it's really bad, I'd expect him to play. Yeah, I mean, players have, like I said earlier, right? Players sometimes come off the pitch and they put ice, on some part of their anatomy. It happens a lot. I think if you were a fly on the wall in the medical department of a football club, you'd realise that most players have got knocks most of the time. Some kind of small knock. Would you rather have Maddison or Bailey long term? Maddison, definitely. But obviously, there's a bit of a difference in price there. Any thoughts about Werner? I just think last week's benching would put me off. And it's not even that. Like, Brendan Johnson's done all right as well. A West Ham clean sheet will be horrible for me. Yeah, I know. Trust me. There's a part of me that just wants to play Areola and not panic about it too much. Would you get Elanga instead of Maddison if it allows money to buy Salah? Same thing with the Tony versus Muniz. I don't mind it. I think I'd probably rather just take the hit next week to get Salah, but I don't think Elanga is a bad pick. Would I do Richarlison to Maddison for a -4? So I don't think Richarlison will start, and I do think Maddison will, but I don't think I would take the -4 because I think Richarlison will get some kind of minutes. I think he could also be good for 30 as well. Do you ever use bookies odds when you've backed aside for goals and clean sheets? Yeah, sometimes. Like, I think Brentford are one of the top teams, or the top team this week for clean sheet odds, but they're still really low. It's not like Man City versus Luton at home or whatever. Sell Saka or Foden for Maddison? Foden for me, I would sell. Not owning Palmer and Salah is making me want to wildcard in 30. To be honest, depending on how the fixtures fall in Game Week 34, I think we might see a bunch of people activate in 30 that weren't originally planning to. I mean, I might even do it as well. You never know. When you free hit a player out, does he come back at the new price or old? So when you free hit, your old team is still affected by price changes, essentially. Antonio, yeah, that would be pretty cool. Antonio would be pretty cool. I don't think I can go there, though. Why am I ignoring the Visa questions? I'm not. I've answered tons of them already in this stream. Do you think you'll hear any positive news on Reguilon and Watkins during the stream? Probably not. My boyfriend is wildcard in 30. Took a -12 to field 11. Is it worth it? Could be. You got to hope it gets repaid this week. I think Maddison is fine, to be honest. He's probably going to start. Is this the most boring match day? It feels a bit like that, yeah. It's quite funny how like how irate people get about the covered players. What do I think of Morgan Gibbs White? I think he's fine. Does team value change after free hit? So again, like your old team is still being affected. Like so, I've got Salah in my I've got Palmer in my team. If he goes up in price, when I get that team back in game week 30, I'll have that price rise for Palmer. Why Porro over Romero? Just for attacking threat. I know Romero scored like 4 times this season, but still. Can we talk Wildcard 30 in the Egypt stream tomorrow? Spoiler alert, it probably won't be an Egypt stream tomorrow. I'm wildcarding next week. Have 5 players now with 1 free transfer. Should I take hits? Yes, I probably would, yeah. I think Porro still takes some set pieces, but not as many now. Obviously, Madison's back. Watkins has better data than Son against the worst defence. But Son has penalties and he's a midfielder and he's not potentially injured. Is Reguilon definitely starting? We don't know that, no. Praying you go Elanga instead of Kudus Bailey. Why? My free hit is active, yes. Tempted by Awani instead of Tony. What do you think? No, there's no way I'd go Awani. There's too much risk there. He might not even start. Like Tony's guaranteed start against Burnley. Like, what more do you want, you know? Start for Fana or Paquetá? I think I'd go for Fana. I think. So I think FPL giving transparency on price change would be better or worse. I don't know on that, to be honest, because I just think, like, if you knew one, I think it would just drive more. Like, if FPL tweeted and said this player is definitely going up in price, it would just drive people to make even more transfers. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. But is how it works being hidden good either? To be honest with you, I think part of the reason it's hidden is because I think there's manual intervention sometimes, basically. I think there's rules for when a player should drop or fall in price, but I think sometimes there's just manual intervention. So I think Bailey is a bit more exciting than Forest mid. Potentially. I mean, what makes a player exciting, I guess? I mean, Bailey's underlying numbers are great. They're really good. And if you're confident about his minutes, like, he's a great option. But he's not playing Luton, which could help. Anyone knows who's on penalties for Burnley? I think it could be Fofana. Like, it's Jay Rodriguez when he's on the pitch, but I don't know if he's going to be on the pitch that much. Who's the best Forest midfielder? I mean, it's Gibbs White or Elanga. Take the penalties and safety of minutes, or take the potentially slightly better attacking threat when he plays. How is Wood as a differential? He scored twice in the reverse fixture. I think so. I have no news, but I think Chris Wood is more likely to start than Awani, just based on the fact that Awani's minutes over the last few weeks have not been great. And then when Chris Wood was back, he played 90 minutes straight away against Brighton. So I think Chris Wood will probably start, but I can't guarantee that. And I don't know how long he'll be on the pitch for. Presumably 90 minutes if he's fit. So I really like him as a potential differential. I'm just not sure I'm prepared to risk it. Thoughts on going for Leno, Visser, and Tony? Tony's great. I mean, he's in everyone's team pretty much. Visser's fine if you want to risk the minutes. Leno, again, goalkeepers. Like, if Spurs end up having a bad day and all your attackers blank, at least you got the clean sheet, I guess. But I don't know. I think Leno definitely concedes. Wood 40%, Awani 60%, according to a Forest expert. I'm not sure I agree with that. But I'm definitely not a Forest expert. So, thoughts on Bailey up against Cresswell over Morris? Yeah, I like it. The thing with Morris, again, I said this earlier, is it feels like we're all trying to not go for him when he is just a solid pick this week. Son never scores assists more than twice in a row. Yeah. What happens when he does? I mean, I'm pretty sure that Son has returned more than once in a row, twice in a row. FPL Juice gifted 5 memberships. Thanks very much. I can't even tell them to go and watch you because then they wouldn't be watching me. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. What about Marseilles instead of Flecken? Sure. Like, I honestly, I really just for lots of these questions, I'm not sure what I can say to convince you one way or another. Like, do I think Marseilles is a good pick this week? Yeah. Do I think Flecken's a good pick? Yeah. Take your pick. Like, I really think that this game week more than any others is kind of just create your narrative. You know. Praz just told me don't put Areola as first sub because whenever he's first sub, he always does well. Thanks for that, FPL Juice. Aaron E and Chris Wood can be on the pitch together. They can, yeah, but I would expect only one of them to start. To be honest, I don't think they both will. Regulon confirmed to start. Confirmed by who? Who's confirmed that? By the way, Wolves commentary is still 0-0. Oh, Talk Bees. Spanish. Wait, hang on. Ruslev. No, Ruslev is Danish. Okay. Looks like Regulon's starting. Which is good. FPL Tomato, I remember for 20 months. Thank you very much. The deadline reveals are back. Love it. On free hit, a bench one of Alanga, Bailey, or Morris. Yeah, great conundrum. That's basically what I have as well. Again, I kind of like Morris. Morris is boring, right? Because a lot of people have him on free hit, and a lot of people that are not free hitting have him as well. But he is a 90-minute man on penalties against Forest at home, so he's just a good solid pick. Alanga versus Bailey. I think Alanga's got the slightly better fixture, but Bailey's underlying numbers are better. Who's going to play the most minutes? I don't know. Right now, I'd say Bailey bench, but it could change by the deadline. Honestly, I really wish I could impart like lots of wisdom, which I never do. I'm struggling this week. Who to go for, Alanga or Bowen? Only one, Bowen. Your fourth midfielder has to be Kudus. Yeah, could be. Kudus is good. Reveal time, please. Yeah, the reveal time is on the screen. Sorry. Mandatory golden game week retriever mention. The dog's good. Yeah, she's good. Solanke to Tony for a -4. I think I would probably do that. Yeah. Thoughts on Bailey up against Cresswell over Morris? Yeah, Bailey's a really good option. Saliba to Porro for a -4 worth it if wildcard next week. You need a clean sheet from Porro for that to work. So I would probably risk it, I think. Start for Fana or Paquetá? For Fana, I think I already did that one. Bench Morris, Louise, or Gibbs White? I mean, for me, it would probably be Louise. For everyone else, it probably wouldn't because they love Douglas Louise. Let's talk wildcard 30. Now, I don't think there's any point, is there? Like, wildcard 30, I mean, we'd just be guessing, right? We need the fixtures. As a differential, Kulusevski or Johnson for Spurs? I go Johnson, I think. Gifted memberships, are they given to 5 random people? Yes, yeah. Play with 7 players or go -4 or use the free hit chip. 7 players for -4. I'd be tempted to free hit. Depends who those 7 players are. Does anyone else in your family play FPL? Not that I know of. How confident am I that Maddison and Watkins start? I'm pretty confident Maddison will. Fairly confident that Watkins will, I guess. I've narrowed down your unrevealed striker isn't Visser. No, it's Morris. I said that earlier. Right now. And it could just change. Also, I could play 3-5-2. I could end up benching Morris and playing both my midfielders. I'm not... Oh, I don't know. It's tough now. Because, I'm kind of going against my own advice from earlier that no one can really punish you. But I feel like Morris is... Why am I trying so hard to bench him? Muniz is a pick this week. 1-4B handicap to Fulham. I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, Muniz is fine. Takes a lot of shots. Spurs defense isn't great. I'm listing from top of a mountain in the Italian Dolomites. Is that how you pronounce it? Villa to play well as a rebound from last week or a bit tired. The thing is, if Villa are tired, so are West Ham, right? To be fair, no, actually, both teams did really well. So if Villa are tired, West Ham might be too. So maybe it evens itself out. And his team is Gibbs, White and Morris. If I'm wrong, I'll deactivate my YouTube. Well, I hope you didn't like that YouTube account too much. Probably won't get a clean sheet from midfielders, so I'd stick with Morris. Yeah, maybe. Kudus against Villa High Line. I'm locking it in. Yeah, I really like Kudus this week. But I like everyone. There's so many players I like this week. Can't have them all. So I remember the old days when it was only a few hundred watching. My first ever stream was about 40 to 50 people. So things have changed a little bit, has to be said. James Sweeney, new member, thank you very much. Menez, not sure Jimenez is back. I still think Menez will start, though. A longer term pick, maybe not. Why not have Visser? He might be a good differential. I just want players that are going to score the most points. I don't think Visser is that for forwards. He can absolutely. There's going to be so many comments this week. Can't believe you didn't pick Paquetá. Can't believe you didn't pick Alanga. Can't believe you didn't pick Menez. You can only have 11 players, and 9 of them have been locked in for weeks, essentially. I'm listening with one AirPod hiding from my wife while on a romantic weekend in Madrid. Come on, just enjoy your weekend. Would be a big help each week if you predicted who is going to play well each week. Do I predict scores much? No, but I don't think scores are necessarily that helpful. I guess they are a little bit, right? I guess if you think that Villa West Ham is going to be 3-3, then going for attackers from that game is a bit better. I get that. But obviously a team can score 3 and your player could completely blank, right? Why not wildcard 30 with Salah? I might do, but I just don't need to decide anytime soon. Where is their Reguilon starting news? I tweeted it. Zabani Saka swap to who for a hit as Watkins bench backup? I wouldn't make changes just for bench backup personally. I don't think Watkins is enough of a risk for that. Still 0-0 in the Wolves commentary game. 29 minutes gone. Yeah, Talk Bees, but I've retweeted it so you can see. Follow them if you want. Oh yeah, I forgot about the captain poll. 83% captain in Son from 9,000 votes. The only leak we've seen so far is apparently Reguilon is starting. Any thoughts on when the coming doubles will be announced? I mean, most of the fixture gurus reckon they're going to be announced before the Game Week 30 deadline, but exactly which day, I'm not sure. What a let-off for Spurs. Sims missed an open goal. Oof. Coventry nearly went 1-0 up, apparently. Should I change Areola and just go... no, I'm going to keep him. 9 players or free hit. 9 players is probably fine. Wildcard 30 could be a good option for some people, yeah. Would Roslev be a better option than Reguilon? I don't think so. If Reguilon's starting, I think he's better. I guess like if he's just had a minor hamstring issue, I guess there's a chance that he might come off a bit early, which could be annoying, but I think I'm willing to take that risk. It's Alanga, Morris, Kudus, Toffolo, Karma people. Could be. Would you risk in Burma if you have a bench if he doesn't... Nah, I don't think so. Because he'd probably be on the bench and come on for a cameo. Is Bowen an absolute must choice? Nope. No free hit. Udogi or Porro, Udogi. Bowen or Madison, Madison. Why risk Madison when you can go Brennan Johnson? Why risk Brennan Johnson when you can go James Madison? If I already have Richarlison and Son, is Madison worth bringing in? I think Madison's good, yeah. Is so far a good pick for the free hit bench? Yeah, I mean, I don't see West Ham getting a clean sheet, but I could probably say that about just about every team this week. Free hit Kudus or Gibbs White or Alanga, and why? Again, I don't really have too much to tell you. Take your pick. Which one do you prefer? Like, I think they're all playing against... all three are playing against teams that are probably going to concede. Gibbs White's on penalties, guaranteed minutes. Kudus is a 90-minute man. Alanga is maybe a little bit more of a risk. If you want to play it safe, it's probably Gibbs White. You take the minutes and the penalties, right? But if you fancy Kudus, go for Kudus. If you don't, you want to go for Alanga, go for Alanga. Have you done a poll to see how many people are free hitting? No, but I can do that. It's 83% going for... Like right now, by the way, Alanga, Gibbs White, Kudus. I would probably say I'd reverse that and go Alanga, Gibbs White, then Kudus. It's probably... I don't really have great reasons for it, though. Let me see. Are you free hitting this week? Yes. Free hit 29. No. Saving it. And I'm going to add a third option, which is already used it. Already used it before 29. Thoughts on Bailey and Moreno? I wouldn't go Moreno, I don't think. I think there's too much risk with Luka Dean. Bailey, good though. The only leak we've seen so far is that apparently Reguilon is starting. And by the way, the reveal, like for anyone that's like been on a stream before, I've done these reveals. I usually like reveal them slow just for that added suspense. It's going to be really quick. I've got to go at 1:30 today. Once the stream is over, I'm going to be out of here pretty quick. What do you think about changing the price of the player for 0.05, not 0.1? Why change it, I guess? Tell off things. Thank you very much. Can't believe I didn't pick Willian. He doesn't start, does he? How do I feel about a free hit 34, wildcard 35 chip strategy? I mean, I don't hate it. Like, if your team's really well set up now, you could do that. But if it's not, I would just free hit now and just dead end into 34, then wildcard out of it. Kudus or Douglas Luiz? Kudus for me. So far, a good pick for the free hit bench. Yes. Kudus or Douglas Luiz? Yeah, already done that one. Please don't spam. Like, I appreciate you remember, right? But it doesn't mean I want you spamming the chat. It's not good for anyone. So let's not do that. Have Son, Watkins, Morris, Doughty, Barkley, and Taylor. Would you do a -12 for Madison, Bowen, Tony, and Udogi, or just free hits? I'd probably just free hit instead. Like, without, obviously, I don't know the rest of your plans, your chips and stuff, but you save 12 points straight away, and then I don't know, get better players in or whatever. Visa captain, no interest in that whatsoever. Any chance I don't free hit? I mean, I've already hit the button, so no. My free hit is active. Douglas Luiz or Bailey with no free hit. I still don't. I don't think you'll be keeping either player that long, so I'll probably go Bailey. Should I just flip a coin for Bailey and Alanga? Probably, yeah. Douglas Luiz is the reveal, brace and straight on the wall. I don't think I'm going to own Douglas Luiz at any point this season. Let's see how badly I do. Haven't looked at my free hit team this one. Couldn't tell you who's in my starting lineup and who's benched. Why not? Why not have a look at it? You did say this week that minus 12 points is something you have done. Yes, but like only when it made more sense to save the free hit. I don't know if it makes much sense to save it, especially if you've got your wild card still to come. And also, you got to remember, like there have been seasons where we didn't even have free hit chips, right? So it was different then. 10 players, Bradley to Paro -4, making it 11. I'm not the biggest fan of -4s for defenders, but I'd probably do it. Especially with wildcard 31. Because I think Paro for the next 2 weeks is good. How many languages do I speak? 1. No, I speak that one badly. So template now. Surely time to take risks with a free hit. You could do if you wanted to, yeah. I think people always exaggerate how many risks you need to take to do well in FPL, though. Should I play Richarlison or take a hit to move him? I'd probably just play him. Am I out in Galway this weekend? No, probably not. I don't have Watkins. Should I get him for a -4? Oh, that's tough. I mean, I wouldn't take him out for -4. Would I bring him in for -4? Or... I don't think so. I feel like people aren't talking about Chris Wood as an option. I think they're just worried that he won't start. I mean, I'd like him to be an option. Like, if you told me right now he's definitely starting, I'd probably put him in my team. Has template ever been as strong as it is this year? Yeah, pretty much. It's always quite strong. There's always a template. I'm taking risks to make it more fun for me. I like to play this way. Yeah, you should absolutely do that. Do you think having both Poro and Udogie with Son is a viable strategy to spread attacking players across more teams? Yes. There's part of me that's tempted to do that. I've got to be honest. Like, swap Madison to Udogie and then just have all the midfielders that I want. Basically have all the other attackers that I want. But the thing is, Madison's like been a lock all week. And I just feel like taking him out at the last minute, like that would just feel painful. Like, it just really will feel painful. Where is... Sorry, I'm just looking for something here. That's weird. Sorry. And just... No team news or anything like that. Anyway, boring stuff. The only leak we've had is that apparently Reguilon starts again. Gameweek 28 wildcard are currently on 9 stars. Slanky to Tony for free. Slanky has great next 3 and is top for expected points last 10 game weeks. High ownership 2. I think I would probably do it and hope that Bournemouth don't double in 34. If they do double, you might regret it. But it's worth bearing in mind, you're gaining a fixture now when you would just maybe be losing it later. It's just not a big deal. And Brentford's fixtures are pretty good. Is Reguilon nailed enough to captain? If you told me right now Reguilon was going to play the full 90 minutes, I still wouldn't have him anywhere near the captaincy conversation. Did I somehow become a member just saw my name was green? Yeah, FPL Juice came in and very kindly gave 5 memberships, gifted memberships. So you must have been one of the ones that was selected. Bailey or Elanga is my last decision. Currently on Bailey. Better player and Villa are a better team. Don't want to overthink it. Yeah, I think that's perfectly fine. Bailey's great. Do you know what, actually? I'm kind of... There's part of me that's tempted to just play Bailey because... I don't know. Bailey was one of my initial thoughts that I was definitely going to have in my team. I kind of want to play him. Hope you're well. Already used my wildcard and triple captain. Plan is to -8 this week for a full start 11. Free hit 34 and bench boost 37. Yeah, sounds potentially good. Depends. Obviously, I can't know who you're taking out and bringing in for the -8, but it could be worthwhile. Is Gibbs White in this conversation? Which conversation? I think if you like players with very little attacking threat that have penalties, then Gibbs White is perfect. If you're a Douglas Luiz enjoyer, a Douglas Luiz and FPL enjoyer, I think you would enjoy Gibbs White. Nick gifted 1 membership. I'm messing, by the way. I think Gibbs White's fine. Kudus or Paquetá? Kudus or Paquetá and Bowen in the start 11. I think I would go for Kudus. Paquetá did come off early midweek. He's probably fine, and he's on penalties, I guess. But I think I'd go Kudus. I don't think double West Ham is necessarily overkill, no. Yeah, I mean, Morris versus Kudus, I'd probably go Morris, but there's not really much in it. Let's cast 10 play and wildcard 31 current midfield, Bowen, Song, Gordon, Diaz, Madison. Is it worth taking a second hit and do a mid transfer? I probably would, yeah. Gordon to whoever you want. Kudus, Paquetá, Elanga, etc. Gibbs White. Yeah, I think Paquetá will start, by the way. I don't really have too much worries about him. You were considering Bailey since game week 26. For free hit, yeah. No, not a no free hit, I wasn't. I would have gone Luiz over Bailey. Nine, one, one. Make sure you give the stream a like, by the way. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button as well. That'd be much appreciated. Started watching you because my league has a forfeit. Sorry, I hope I don't lose. Yeah, I hope you don't lose either. Chris Wood. Chris Wood's going to be the regret, I think. But I need to know he's starting. Oh, the Wolves Coventry game is 0-0 still at half time. You were going Luiz for the minutes long term, but clearly like Bailey more. Yeah, but I would have picked Luiz, right? That's what I said. Shorter term, I'm more interested in Bailey. I don't know who to go for. I'm going to have to lock it in soon. 25 minutes. 25 minutes and I'm out of it. I'll just say thanks very much for watching now, by the way. Leon Bailey was like the one that I wanted to go for. Maybe I'll just bench Morris. I'd love it. I'd love it if Watkins misses out. Honestly, I would. Sorry, non-free hitters. Sorry for saying that. What do you think about Madison differential captain? I probably wouldn't go there. Like, I don't mind it, but I just think it's not worth the risk. Who would you pick if you had to pick a 4th defender and play 4-3-3? Robertson for Fulham or a Villa defender? Probably a Nottingham Forest defender. Toffolo, probably. I mean, if you're not free hitting, it's a bit different, right? I'd probably go for a Fulham defender. Could be okay, like Robinson maybe. Otherwise, Konza. You've always wanted Bailey. Maybe. I don't think I've really wanted him that much. Maybe for free hit, yeah. For free hit. Agree. If that's what you mean. Harry just hit 100k, did he now? I'll go and say congratulations. Oh, he's in subscriber only mode. Okay, hang on a second. Oh, I've got to wait a minute. I've got to wait a minute now so I can actually talk. Hang on. Can't talk in his stream. Oh, there we go. Oh, he's even getting a hug. Ah. Ah. Okay, that's done now. Okay. Congratulations, Harry. Where did I get to? Rockstar tweeted. Rockstar won't have any news right now, I would assume. Yeah, he's just talking about his free hit team. Imbermo's on the bench. Imbermo is benched. Oh, wait, hang on a sec. Hang on. No, wait. I forgot. I want to check I've got the right nationality here. Yeah. Imbermo's benched. It's panicking then. Thought I had the wrong nationality. Don't FPL YouTubers subscribe to each other? I mean, most of the stuff just pops up in the home screen. I mean, you just don't even realise you're not subscribed. I think I'm subscribed to hardly anyone. I watch loads of YouTube. But yeah. I shouldn't say that I watch loads of YouTube, but I'm not necessarily subscribed to channels, should I? When I'm sitting here saying, do you know what? Subscribe to me for 400k. We'd love to see you captain a defender. You ain't going to see that very often. Hardly ever. I have 8 players with a -4. Would you do free hit? Probably not. I mean, you got pretty decent players there. Thoughts on Tony captain instead of Son? Go for it if you want to. I prefer Son, but there you go. Start Morgan, Gibbs White, or Kudus. Gibbs White if you want to. Kudus if you don't. I think Gibbs White's probably fine. I do subscribe, but do you not ever get that with YouTube? Because it back in the day, your subscriber feed would be what you would use, but these days it's the home screen. And so if I watch a channel and I've just forgotten to subscribe, their videos will keep showing up anyway. So I keep watching them. I just won't realise I haven't hit the button. I don't know. It sometimes happens. It's not like I'm subscribed to nobody. Just sometimes just don't have it. My Facebook group hit 577k, then they shut me down. Okay. Wonder why that was. I have to lock my team. 4-4-2 with Morris or 3-5-2 with Kudus. Morris, I think. Start Morris or Bowen. I think Bowen. Do subscriptions actually matter then, or is it all about the views? Well, presumably if you're subscribed to someone, you might get pushed their videos more. But essentially, views are the thing that really matters, I suppose. Like if someone said to you, I can either be subscribed and not watch any videos, or I watch all your videos and not be subscribed, you would take the view, right? Has effective ownership affected your picks? Don't think so. Maybe subconsciously, I guess, but no. Free hit chip is a differential, and 70% are using free hit in 1 week. Yeah, so there's been nearly 9,000 votes and 70% are using free hit. Oof. It is Ivan Toney's birthday today, yeah. Aside from Brentford, who's the most likely to get a clean sheet, do you think? Probably Spurs, I guess. I'm not suggesting people... Oh, God, so I was like time myself. I'm not suggesting people don't sub. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that do you not like sometimes just forget to subscribe to people you watch because they constantly put the videos constantly get pushed anyway? So you've just forgotten to do it, right? Take the second. Go and subscribe to whoever you watch right now. Go and do it. Take second -4 for Ake to Reguilon for 10 players. I don't think I would do that. No. I am subscribed to you, and they never push your videos to me at the home screen. I have to go to the channel. That is weird. Someone's saying... Hang on a second. Apparently I've missed a super chat. Let me see. Oh, thoughts Chris Wood versus Elanga versus Bailey versus Fofana. All good. I mean, Wood and Elanga probably slightly more minutes risks, I guess. So, I don't know. Elanga, then Bailey, then Wood, then Fofana, possibly. I'd take your pick, like flip a coin. I mean, for guaranteed starts, I would say for Fofana and Bailey. I suspect Elanga will start, and I think Chris Wood will too. I mean, right now, I would probably have it Elanga, then Bailey, then Fofana, then Chris Wood, just because I wouldn't be too sure about Chris Wood definitely starting. Doodle-doo-doo. I wasn't subscribed to you for ages, but watched your videos. It wasn't until I tried to comment on a stream that I wasn't. Yeah, exactly. Like, it happens. I don't, like, it happens, you know? Can I kindly do an Elanga versus Gibbs White poll? Yeah, I can do that, yeah. So lots of people free hitting this week. Maybe the answer should be Hudson-Odoi. That's who's going to end up scoring the most. Let me put it. Are you the content creator with the most YouTube subscribers? No, I'm pretty sure Mr. Beast has got more. Look, I don't think we need to keep talking about subscribers. Yes, you should subscribe to people that you watch and you like. I agree. Literally everyone will have pretty much the same team this week. Makes this game even more boring than usual. I mean, if you find it that boring, you should probably just not play, honestly. You're pretty close to Mr. Beast. I'm getting there. I love people saying I think he meant FPL. Yeah, obviously. I'm the most subscribed for now, but that won't be the case forever. Someone will overtake eventually. Foden out for -4. Currently have Son, Madison, and Paquetá. He would eventually get transferred out anyway for Palmer to facilitate Salah, but it's still an extra transfer, right? Because you could just do Foden to Palmer next week. But yeah, I'd probably get an extra midfielder in. I think. Am I excited to be playing free hit this week? Not particularly, no. It is a boring game week. No need to be salty. I'm very salty, as you can tell. Yeah, very, very salty. Start Watkins and keep Bailey as first bench spot. Yes, I think I would keep Watkins. Telling you, Kulusevski will rip up Robinson and Ream. I just don't like Kulusevski's pick for FPL that much, to be honest. Do you enjoy football for the FPL or the actual game? Both. It's so. I feel like I've answered that so far pick about being on the bench a lot of times now. Yeah, Ream hasn't started for ages, right? After a lot of tweaking, decided 3-5-2. Yeah, do you know, honestly, I wish I could. Not that I wish I could go. I'm kind of tempted by 3-5-2 myself. It's almost at the point now where I feel like I can't bench Morris. I don't know why though. Like he's not. I don't know. I don't know. I bet any money. Like it'd be funny now if I go for Bailey or Elanga and they're both benched, and in the end I should have just gone like Gibbs White or Kudus, who would definitely start. Let me just check here. Who would you choose between Morris and Fofana? Probably Morris. Want to give us a cheeky midfielder reveal? Elanga and Bailey are the two midfielders, like I said earlier. Would you take -4 to Richarlison to Madison? Probably not. Don't think so. Last week I said, why don't you ever speak about Ben White? And then he got 2 assists. We're in Ben White season, that's for sure. What I like about you is you say you want to say simple, say it how it is. That's me. Confused why people find it boring to watch the deadline stream. I mean, there's lots of people that will find this extremely boring, right? But then you got to wonder why they're watching in the first place. That kind of doesn't make sense. By the way, on the poll, we got 58% Elanga, 42% Gibbs White. Oof. No free hit, -4, -8 for White or Morris, 8 players. White or Morris? Who's like Ben White or Carl or Morris, like the forward? Not sure what you mean. Oh, I mean, I would take an extra hit, yeah. If you think that player can be useful to you this week and next week. I think if I wasn't free hitting this week, I'd be taking quite a few hits. I feel like the hits are actually on quite a low level. I guess people have planned for this, right? Sorry, I did Foden. Yeah, I did that one. Did that one. So you are free hitting? Yes. I'm not free hitting. Can I not wildcard in Game Week 30s? You can wildcard whenever you want, yeah. You don't have to wildcard in 31. I might do wildcard 30. Depends what the fixtures are like, right? I mean, that's the whole point of free hitting this week. I've then got the wildcard to be used in whatever the best week is over the next 8. Any chance of me making an appearance on Sky? Probably not. Don't think so. They haven't asked. I mean, they did. I think I got an email back when they decided to do it. I think was it this the first season they did FPL content. I did get an email about it, but the problem is it's deadline stuff, and I'm never going to stop my deadline stream to go on Sky. Basically, like this is like on deadline day. This is the most important thing to be doing for me. So, like maybe if they do a show that's not at deadline, possibly, but then I don't live in the UK, right? So it's also quite difficult to get there and back just do a quick show. And maybe they just don't want me, which is also good. Villa losing McGinn is huge for their midfield. Going with Kudus and Bowen is a good shout for free hit. I think Kudus is a good pick, yeah. Imagine that. Are you calling FPL Raptor a sellout? No. You'd have to be an idiot, I think, to think that's what I said. No offense. I don't think it's selling out. I suspect that Ross would make more money if he streamed. Then again, I don't know what Sky pays, so maybe not. Why do I live in Ireland? Tax reasons. Definitely not tax reasons. Yeah, I said no. I didn't mean to say that. I feel bad. I feel bad for saying that you'd have to be an idiot. But like, I really don't think that was the takeaway from what I said. So I apologise. I take that back. Stupid thing to say. Abubakar, thank you very much. McGinn, yeah, he's suspended, right? Any news on Visser? We're not going to get any news. Well, we might get news about whether he's starting from Talk Bees. Presumably he will start. Thoughts on him to be? I wouldn't go for him though. I'm not a big fan of him. -12 to get Tony, Madison, Porro, and Bailey for Solanke, Foden, Zabani, and Saka. I mean, I think that could get repaid. Yeah, depends when you're wildcard, I suppose. More exposure, more money in the future. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, possibly. I don't think I've been on the 606 show this season though. They did ask me at one point, but I was busy with something else. But I can't remember what. The BBC used to have Match of the Day hosted by. Oh, Match of the Day X hosted by Jermaine Jenis featured FPL content. Did not know that. I think you're doing okay. You make 50k per stream. Yeah, that's true. Oh, your comment was a joke. Okay, my bad. I take it back. I shouldn't have said that. Ireland is 45 minutes away. Yeah, but it's not, is it? Right? I can't just walk out of my house and jump on a plane and be there in 45 minutes. It doesn't work like that, right? I mean, it's a day gone basically. You know, when you get bored of your jobs, you think you're getting there. You sound so fed up. No, it's just one of those weeks, isn't it? It's just one of those weeks to not be super excited about. A boring week, as someone said earlier. I feel like, and because there's only 8 teams, you've kind of talked a lot about the same players. I mean, you always get that every single game week, right? There's always going to be certain players that are more popular to talk about, but it feels even more not intense, is the wrong word, but it's just even more like that in a blank game week. Private jet, yeah. You earn 50k per stream, give or take, yeah. First time watching a deadline stream, do you reveal your team before the deadline? Well, for free hits and wildcards and like the first game week of the season, I usually do what I'm doing now, but otherwise, yeah, it's usually shown. I like this channel more organic, no celebrities to build up the hype. More than what? Only 50k. Thought it'd be like 1 million. Unfortunately, not. It's yeah, it's low. You've never been invited to Sky Sports Studios. That's okay. No reason. Is it? I'm really not sour. I promise you. Like, I'm not sure what's making you think that. There's lots of stuff I've never been invited to. That's perfectly fine. I reckon you can make near 7 figures. Jesus, yeah, if only. Do RTE have a FPL show? I don't think so. Don't think so. Do you lose your free transfer for this week if you free hit? Yes, you only get 1 free transfer next week. YouTube is Andy's job. He ain't going to stop his job to do a quick show. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the logistics, right? You know, if there was like a pre-season show where you could do it the week before the deadline, then be all over it. It's like the FPL show. If there's a Friday deadline for the FPL show where I know I've got to do a video in the morning and then I'm doing the deadline stream in the afternoon, then I won't go on the FPL show on Fridays when there's a Friday deadline. If they ask, right? I'm not saying I get to pick and choose when I go on, but if they ask me and it's a Friday deadline, I don't go on because I've just got other YouTube stuff to do. But if it's a Saturday deadline, then I'll go on. So the last FPL show I was on, they asked me to go on one before that, but I just can't do. I can't really do Friday deadline days basically. So it's all about logistics, right? Like if you live in London or close to London, it's easier to go on these things. FPL TG Kaha. I don't think I could do that. Can't speak Irish. Did you say you earn €50,000 every stream? Give or take. Give or take. Why don't I have Martinez in goal? Because I think Brentford's got. I keep saying Burnley for Brentford. I think Brentford got a little bit more chance of keeping a clean sheet. Oh, Coventry 1-0 up. Oh, Wolves losing. That is interesting. That is interesting. I tell you now, I think if Wolves lose, I think Bournemouth are much more likely to double in 34. But I could be wrong. Could be wrong. I can't remember what Ben and that was saying. If Bournemouth double 34, that makes free hit 29 even better for me. Come on, Coventry. It makes free, and by the way, it makes free hit 29 better if like you went all in on Bournemouth last week, because then Bournemouth might double in 34 now. Coventry have been battering Wolves, should be 5-0 up. Interesting. That's 1.9 million a season just off deadline streets. Jesus, I wonder where all that money's gone. Sky Studios are miles away, even if you live in London. Where are they? When do we get the reveal? In 3 minutes. By the way, I'll just say now, thank you very much for watching today. Please hit that like button. Please hit subscribe. I'm going to really quickly reveal this team at 1:30, and then I'm off straight away. Do I play Morris or Bailey? Morris or Bailey? Morris or Bailey? Oh, they're near Brentford. Okay, fair enough. I didn't know that. Thoughts on doubling up with Tony and Visser? I'm not the biggest fan of Visser this week, to be honest with you. I think it's fine, but I just wouldn't do it. Dwight York or Andy Cole? Andy Cole. John O'Shea or Wes Brown? Ooh, John O'Shea. I don't really know why. I'm not going to try and pronounce that, apart from Guelga. Most just make it up anyway. Alex. Morris or Visser? Definitely Morris for me. CFD, thank you very much. Am I using the card that is yeah, I'm free hitting this week. Oh, goal disallowed. What, the goal that Coventry scored? Or sorry, is the VAR check for another goal, or is it for the first goal? Ruled out. Okay. Okay. Free hit 34 is back to looking good. Okay, so this is what Ben has just tweeted. If Coventry beat Wolves, then Arsenal and Wolves will likely double in game week 34. So it's a real shame that Hwang got injured, by the way, although I did get Son in, so that was good. So if Coventry beat Wolves, then Arsenal and Wolves will likely double in game week 34, which would be amazing because I'm on triple Arsenal. And Bournemouth's chances of doubling in game week 34 will increase a bit too. Okay, interesting. Come on, Coventry. Come on, Coventry. Yeah, that'd be amazing. If Bournemouth and Arsenal double, then dead ending becomes a lot easier. And not having the free hit for 34 would be much better. It's not ruled out. What's your advice on clawing back points to gain rank? Stick with the temp. Yeah, just keep making. I wouldn't say stick with a template team. Just pick who you think is going to score the most points, right? When to hit free hit and press confirm transfers -4. If you've done that, just make another transfer and then hit the free hit button. But hurry up, because you ain't got much longer to the deadline. I think I'm sticking with this team. I don't really know why, to be honest. I just think I'm sick of thinking about which way to go. So I've actually got the same team as what I started the stream with. I'm not going 3-5-2. I'm going to play Morris. Has it been given? I need to retweet that tweet that Ben just put up. Okay, goal given. What minute is it on? The deadline's about to go, by the way. And just a reminder, thank you very much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Enjoy your weekend. I'm going pretty much straight after this stream. I've got to go. So I'm sticking with what I've got. Okay. That's it. See you later. Okay. So, as I said, Morris up front. Bench 1. Oh, sorry. Bench 2 is Toffolo. It was Nico Williams, but I changed to Toffolo because he's got a cooler name. Hopefully they both start. Otherwise, I could have just gone Nico Williams. What's the point in the reveal when it's too late to copy? Yeah. You just saved me. Yeah, happy days. First sub, Leon Bailey. Who's the final spot? Who's the final midfielder if that's Leon Bailey? Should be pretty obvious, right? Should be pretty obvious. Who's the final spot? Kudos, Elanga. It is Elanga. Not really sure why. To be honest, it could have been Bailey. But I just didn't want to go for. I just didn't really want to go for Gibbs White. I honestly, I'm fairly confident Gibbs White's going to do really well because going for Elanga over Gibbs White feels like every time I've ignored Douglas Luiz. But there you go. That's the free hit team locked in. I'm hoping that somebody like Watkins misses out because that would be good for me. I get Bailey for free, and people not free hitting won't have a bench. So yeah, you said them all during the stream. Yeah, again, I'm not like hiding the picks is not necessarily this massive thing to try and build suspense. It's because I want to be able to change the players without people moaning about that I had a player at one point and I changed it later on. Anyway, I'm off. I got to go. Seriously. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed that, give it a like. Hit that subscribe button. Enjoy your weekends. Hopefully, we all get green arrows. Well, actually, not all of us, because if everyone tries to get a green arrow, then someone needs to get a red arrow. So I hope some of you get a red arrow so I can get a green arrow. And I'll see you at some point. Remember, it's international break now as well. So I'll see you at some point during the next week. Probably won't be a knee-jerk stream tomorrow, unfortunately. But I'll probably stream on Monday or Tuesday or just do a video or something like that. So, gotta go. Thanks very much. Catch you later.